This screencast will walk you through the steps of setting up an account with Newsela. We will go ahead and set up accounts using jeffcoschools.us Gmail. So I'm starting off on a Google search screen and I simply type in Newsela. If I press enter, my very first choice is the actual Newsela site, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And this is my home screen of Newsela. Up in the upper left-hand corner, it says sign in/register. This is where I need to go to register my account. So over on the left-hand side of the screen, it says sign in for full access, and I have an option to sign in with my Google account. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in with Google. It's going to bring me to my Jeffco Schools Google login screen. So I'm simply going to type in emayor@jeffcoschools.us, and then I will type in my password, and I will click the sign in. But I will immediately be prompted to allow Newsela to view my email address and view basic information about the account. I do want to go ahead and press accept. Now I'm going to need to let Newsela know that I am a teacher, so I will go ahead and click on I'm a teacher. Newsela wants a little bit of information about me, so I'm going to go ahead and fill out my zip code for the school, 80471, and the name of the school. So Oberon Middle School. And then I also want to go ahead and accept the Newsela terms of use, and then I will go ahead and press continue. Once I sign in, the program will go immediately to my profile page, so I can see that I'm signed in as emayor@jeffcoschools.us. I can see that I am part of Oberon Middle School. I have actually already created one class called 7th grade science. I can see it's 13-14 school year, grade 7, and I have a class code that this is the code I would give my students as well. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down my page here. I also have one student currently enrolled in my 7th grade science class. I created a fictional Jane Doe. I would suggest that everyone create their own fictional student so you can see what Newsela looks like from a student perspective as well. I will show you how to do that in a little bit. So from this point, I'm going to go ahead and add in a test class. So the first time you add a class, you simply enter the name of the class. I think it's entirely up to the teacher if they want to enter their entire team in or one class period at a time. I'm going to go ahead and make my class, we'll make it 8th grade. And then I simply go ahead and say add a class. So later when my students actually register for this class, the code that I'm going to give them is this RHSQF code over on the right side of the screen. If at any point I need to edit my class, I simply need to find the class that I'd like to edit. I click on the edit button and it will let me rename my class, change my grade, and then once I do what I need to do, I simply press save, and then that information is saved. Now that I have my class set up, I'm ready to go ahead and assign a reading to my students. So let's say I want to assign a reading to the students about money. So I can go up to the top here and I can click on money. I can also search for specific topics as well, but I'm going to just go ahead and pick on money, and I kind of think this one looks pretty interesting. I see Mother Nature is eating up salt by the tons. So I'll go ahead and click into that particular article. I can see it was just published less than a month ago. All of the articles that I've encountered on Newsela are very current. I can see that it's originally was published in the Los Angeles Times. Over on the right side of my screen, I can see the different reading levels that I have the option for this particular article. If I click max, then that's going to give me the actual article that came right out of the Los Angeles Times. So that is usually going to be somewhere around high school level. If I wanted to have a lower reading level, I can pick on 720, and that will change my reading level. Now, when I go down to a 720 Lexile level, if I scroll through, the things I notice are my paragraphs are much smaller. They change the vocab, so the vocab is a little bit easier to understand. You still get the content of the article. It's just a better match for those readers that need a different level. Some reading articles have quizzes associated with them. I can see in this particular one that there is not a quiz associated with it. To start off with Newsela, it's probably a good idea to find articles that have a quiz associated with them. I believe most of them do. We'll go ahead and find another article in a little bit that has a quiz. So I've decided that this one isn't really where I want to be because there is no quiz associated. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to look for a different article. Again, I think I'll stick with money, so I'm going to go up and click on money. So I'm back on my main screen of money. The easiest way to see if there's a quiz associated with the article is to look for the anchor symbol. All of the quizzes are directly tied to Common Core standards, and so I can tell that this particular article has a quiz associated with it. If I scroll back down and I look at my I See Mother Nature, I notice there isn't an anchor symbol, so that means that there is not a quiz. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this Helping Homeless College Students. So once it comes up, I can see again that there is a quiz over here. I could take a peek at the quiz and see what kind of questions there are. There are usually 5 questions per quiz. Again, I can see this one is from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. I'm looking on a slightly higher leveled reading, although not obviously the max. And this one goes all the way down to 650 Lexile. I can also look over on the left side and I can see that at this particular Lexile number, it's approximately grade 8. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go with this article. Up at the top here, I have this icon that says Assign To, and I have my 2 classes. So I'm going to go ahead and simply press grade 8, test class 13-14, and that's going to go ahead and assign it to that particular class. So that now that it's assigned, I kind of want to get a feel for what does that actually look like. I know it's assigned. It's my grade 8 test class is in green. I'm going to go to my binder. This is where all of the class information is organized. I can see exactly what's been assigned. I can see what has been completed by kids too once they get into my class. So I'm going to go ahead and click on binder. And when I'm in binder here, it opens up under my 7th grade science class. I can see that I assigned the King of Tyrant Lizards on March 7th, and 1 student has viewed it, and right now I only have 1 student in that class. There was not a quiz associated with that, so they did not take a quiz. I also assigned discarded plastic forms and ecosystem. Actually, I did not assign this. The student, my test student, decided to read this article on her own, and then she read the grade 12 level. She took the quiz, and she got 100%. So kids can read articles that they're assigned to, or you can let them choose their own articles and have them take quizzes, and you can see what they're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my 8th grade test class. So I can see that I have assigned the Helping Homeless College Students article. I did it today. Nobody's completed it. So I don't know anything other than that. My binder view gives me 2 options. I can look by article, which is what I've been doing, by article, or I can go ahead and take a peek at what's happening by student. Now I'm going to click on by student for my 8th grade test class. Of course, nobody's signed up yet, so there isn't going to be any data there. But I can go over to my 7th grade science class because I do know I have signed Jane Doe up. So I can see specific information about Jane Doe. So when the quiz was completed, how many she's taken, again, what standards were met, what her average was, etc. So really it could be a very powerful tool for encouraging kids to read nonfiction in the classroom.